All right, a little bit of, ugh, can't speak this morning. A little bit of an update from my last video. Christ Almighty, dude, I'm a mess this morning. All right, I got all of the unfire formed 6.5 by 55 cases done. Lots of nice yummy brass for the 6.5 by 55 AI to eat up. And now I am going to load the half fire formed right now. And I'm going to do a reduced charge. My normal charge for 6.5 by 55 AI is 50.5 grains. And I've never gotten pressure signs at that powder charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load it up with 48.5 grains of powder for the half fire formed, because the shoulder is still at 40 degrees. It's just kind of rounded. So I want to make sure that it gets to where it needs to be, where it's a sharp shoulder, just like these guys. So 48.5 grains of 4831 SC. These are already full length sized. I did figure out that I had to full length size them after being fire formed. They didn't really, they had just a little bit of resistance on the bolt. So I went ahead and full length resized them just in case. Bumped the shoulder back just a little bit, and now I'm gonna prime them. Actually, I should probably do this first. It won't really matter with these cases, but might as well do this first. Deburr the pocket and chamfer so the bullet seats real nice. I'm kind of half-assing the brass prep on this one, because it's not like these need to be the accuracy loads at all. And I would normally use BR2s for accuracy loads, but those are coming through the mail as we speak. CCI BR2s have always worked really well for me. That's my primer of choice for the 6.5 by 55 AI and 308 type cartridges. Anything bigger, like if it's got Magnum in the name, I usually use Magnum primers. I think Magnum primers are just a little bit hotter. They set off at a little bit hotter to get that powder going and get it through the rifle. And I've heard that you can use Magnum primers in standard cartridges, but I think I've only done that with one thing, and it worked out fine. I didn't notice a difference. That's one of the things that is kind of, for me, about reloading is, gosh, it's really tough to notice a difference on a lot of this stuff, unless you really know what you're doing and you want a crazy amount of precision and accuracy, like those bench rest guys, which I am not a bench rest guy. That's 45, so we're going for 48.5. 48.5. Got too much shit going on. Need to pay attention. There we go. 48.5. 140 grain ELD match. $44. $48.5. I used to, before I had a powder trickler, I used to sprinkle it in like the Salt Bay chef. God, it makes it so much easier to just powder trickle that stuff in. I'm only going to do 6 rounds of this, just because I want to see how it reacts. And I want to see if I see pressure signs on the first round. And then I want to see how it comes out of the chamber after being shot. So a lot of this stuff is just like working up to where you're comfortable and just not taking a whole bunch of risks. Because you don't want a gun to blow up in your face. And what I said in the last video about 6.5 by 55 not being loaded to the potential to what it could be, that's really the only round that I've ever heard of that's kind of like that. I'm sure that there are others where back in the day they just didn't load them as hot because they didn't think the actions could handle it. But 6.5 by 55 is, to me, the most prevalent one that everybody kind of talks about, where it was kind of anemically loaded. But that's also kind of what you get with a round that was born in the 1800s. And with the advancements in modern powder, you can get a lot more consistent and a lot hotter stuff these days with the jungle cocaine that they're making in powder form these days. Super consistent, super clean powders that don't dirty up your rifle, are very temperature resistant, and give you the consistency that you need to get precision and accuracy. Missed one there. I'm going to check that one again. Yeah, 48.5. I'm real cautious when I do this kind of stuff. Just because, not because I want to be, I need everything to be perfect, but I just don't want to overcharge something. And with rifles, it's kind of hard to overcharge it because, or double charge it, I should say, because you're filling up the case capacity so much that if you double charged it, it would overflow the case. So that's kind of what I like about rifles, is that it's kind of hard to double charge. On pistols, it's real easy to do. Let's see. Slightly over on that one. $48.5 is what we're looking for. 48 and a half. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rounds of these guys right there. Little bit of a rounded shoulder. I want to make sure that those are fully fire formed before I put the 50 and a half grains of H4831 SC in there. I think today's just going to be a fire forming day. So we're not going to shoot any 50 and a half today. Just because this shit takes a long time. But once everything gets fire formed and stuff like that, then all you have to do is throw in the 50 and a half grains that works and go from there. So that's done. I just cleaned my rifle. I don't know what else I have to do besides get out to the range and start cooking. I think we're ready to go. I'll see you out there.